Hello friends, this is Manpreet Kaur. Welcome back to our channel. Today we will be discussing some of the tips and tricks to deal with the IELTS reading section. In the previous lecture, we have already discussed about the brief introduction to IELTS, and in that I have already told you that in the reading module we have 40 questions to answer, and we have to answer those questions within the time limit of 60 minutes. There will be no any extra time to transfer your answers after the time of that 60 minutes. So you have to complete your reading module or the reading section within the time span of 60 minutes. Clear? There are some of the question types that we have to deal with in the IELTS reading module. So today I'll tell you about them briefly. First is yes, no, not given, or true, false, not given. In the today's session we will cover these type of questions: yes, no, not given, or true, false, not given. And the next is matching headings. What does it mean, matching headings? So you will be given brief passages under one section. Under one section of reading, you will be given small passages, and you have to find out the appropriate heading for each passage. You will be given, for example, you will be given 6 to 8 headings in the question, and you are having 5 passages. So you have to read out those passages and you have to find out the appropriate heading for that passages. Clear? And the next question type is matching information. What's the difference between matching headings and matching information? Matching headings, you have to find out the central idea and give the heading to that passage. But in case of matching information, you have to select a piece of information, or you have to find out the piece of information that matches with the sentence which is given in the question, that you have to match it with the information given in the passage. Next question type is matching sentence endings. In this, half of the sentence is given in the question and the rest half you have to find out from the passage. Next is the sentence or the note completion. These kind of sentences you have to fill up the gaps, or you can say you have to fill in the blanks. You have to read out your passage, match the keywords, and you have to find the answer by filling the gaps. Next question type is table completion. Table completion is somewhat similar to note completion or the sentence completion, but the difference is that it is in the tabular form. Next question types is multiple choice questions. In the multiple choice questions, you will be given 4 options. Out of those 4 options, you have to select one option. Next question type is selection from a list. In the selection from a list, you will be given 5 to 6 options, and out of those you have to select 2 or 3. In the instructions, you will be given that you have to select 2 options or 3 options. According to that, you have to select 2 or 3 options. Clear? Before discussing true, false, not given question types, I am going to tell you some of the tricks to deal with the IELTS reading module. So the first tip is, don't read the whole passage slowly. You have to read the passage quickly, plus don't read the whole passage word to word. The things you have to do is skim and scan. We skim the passage to get the central idea of that passage. We have to scan the passage when we look for the details. Second tip is time management. You have to manage your time very smartly, because you have a limited time to solve all your questions within 60 minutes, including your transfer time. So use your time wisely in the reading. The next tip is don't spend too much time on one answer. What does it mean? It means don't give your whole focus on single answer. If you are not able to find out the answer of a question, then don't stuck over it. Mark that question and then move to the next question. After doing all the question, when you have the time, then go back and review that question in detail and find out the answer. So don't stuck on a single answer. The best method is that first of all solve the easiest questions or answer the easiest questions which you find easiest, then move towards the difficult ones. Then the next tip is that you should be writing right spellings. There should be no spelling errors while writing your answers. If you are writing the right answer but the spelling is wrong, then you will not get the band score in that. Next is grammar. Avoid grammar mistakes. Where does it apply? It applies in note completion or the sentence completion. There you have to focus on grammar also. And the last one is that you have to read the instructions carefully. Sometimes in the question types such as sentence completion, there it is given not more than 2 words, not more than 3 words, or in case of true false not given and yes no not given. If it is said that you have to write yes no not given, then it means yes no not given, not true false not given. Clear? Okay friends, let's start with the strategies which are applied to solve true false not given or yes no not given questions. First of all, read the instructions carefully, that whether you have to write true false not given or yes no not given. Then go to the first question, read the question, find out the keywords, and then go back to the passage and find out the keywords. And in these question type, you just don't match only the keywords, but you have to match the actual meaning so that you can answer your questions correctly. Next is you have to choose answer based on the information which is given. So you have to choose the answer by the information which is given in the passage, which is given in the question, not on the basis of your own experience or the previous knowledge. Next is you have to look for the traps. What are those traps? Majority versus all, always versus occasionally, minimum maximum. So you have to look for the traps while answering your questions. And the last one is paraphrasing. You should be well acknowledged with the synonyms or the paraphrasing words, so that you can solve the questions easily. Similar strategies apply to both question types, yes no not given and true false not given. Okay students, when the information which is given in the question 100% matches with the information that is given in the passage, your answer will be true or yes. And if the information which is given in the passage totally contradicts or is 100% opposite to the information which is given in the passage, and your answer will be surely false or no. And the third option is if you don't find any keywords which are given in the question that does not match with your passage, then your answer will be not given. And let me remind you about that trick, that don't just match the keywords, you have to match the meaning of the question. So if the meaning does not matches, just you find 1 or 2 keywords then your answer will be not given. And guys, I missed one information that is necessary to tell you, that these question types or these questions are always in order. The first question will be at the top, and then second, then third, then fourth. It is given in the order in the passage. So when you are doing the question, keep the next question in your mind. Clear? For example, if you are doing the first question, keep the second and third in your mind, because sometimes second question is the not given and the next question is true or false. If you are keeping these two questions in mind, then it will be easy for you and you can manage the time also very well, because sometimes the second question is not given. Here, without wasting any time, you can get the answer that it is not given. Otherwise, you will be keep on stucking on this question, and for example, you will be stucking that whether it is given or whether it is not given. And if you are having these two next two questions in your mind, then you can easily find out that the question is not given. Then you can go to the next question, you can find out these, and then keep fourth and fifth in your mind. So in this way you can do your questions with managing your time very wisely. Clear? This is all about today's class. If you like the video, kindly like and share it with your friends. Thank you for joining us.